What's up, everybody? Steve with Press Start News, back with another Video Games Monthly unboxing and video games pickup for the month. Let's take a look. Alright, so we got the Video Games Monthly box. This is the April box. Let's go ahead and open up, take a look at what we got. Alright, so we got the standard card, tells you to update your library. Gave us a little koozie, Video Games Monthly koozie. Put your drink inside. So, pretty cool. Tend to give like one of these little kind of trinkets. I think I've seen some videos. I think they gave these out a while back. Cool. I got one now. All right, let's see what games we got here. Genesis game. Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition. This is on my wish list, so glad to get this one. Never played the Genesis version of Street Fighter 2. I had actually it was one of the first Super Nintendo games that I got when I originally got my Super Nintendo. And it was a while before this came out on the Genesis. So I never actually played this version. I know it's supposedly inferior to the Super Nintendo version, as some Genesis games were in a lot of cases, but not in all. So just for the sake of having it on the shelf, this is pretty cool. Alright, we got a 64 game, Perfect Dark. Another one on my wish list. A lot of wish list games. My wish list was pretty long and extensive. They told me to put as many games on there as I could, so there's a lot of stuff that's on there that they can fill. So these are definitely on there. Another game I never actually played on the 64. Played GoldenEye, never got around to Perfect Dark. But I've always heard great things about it. I played it a little bit on the 360 and some of the newer versions, and I have a copy of that with Rare Replay on the Xbox One. But I haven't had a chance to sit down and play that one. So we'll give it a go on the 64 and play it the way that was originally made, which is the whole point of getting these games. A couple Nintendo games. Marble Madness. We've actually been playing this one recently on. I put it onto my NES Classic, and my daughter stumbled across this. She's 5, and she had a blast playing this game. And it is not an easy game, but it was a lot of fun. She was enjoying it, so that's good to have that one. That'd be fun to mess around with. And the last game, I've got the box of 4. This is the 4th one, Tetris 2. I have no idea what the difference is between this one and the original Tetris, but I'll be glad to give it a go. This one was on my wish list. Marble Madness was as well. So all 4 were actually on my wish list. So that's pretty cool to get all of them from my wish list. Like so last month, there was a lot that was on my wish list as well. But these 4 were definitely on there. So pretty cool to get those. So let's jump over to the pickups that I got last month. I didn't go out last month as I had the previous month, but I still got quite a bit of stuff here to show off. I would say this was probably 3 different trips throughout the month. So I kind of slowed down and tried to curb my spending a little bit, but this was about a total of 3 trips. So the first one, we were over at our local Goodwill, and I was just looking around to see, what I could find, and happened to stumble across a PS1. So originally, when I saw the price that was on there, I think it was like $25 or close to $25. I was like, "There's no way I'm not paying $25 for PS1. I've already got one. Mine has a chip in it." But as you saw a couple videos back, I bought a replacement laser for it, and it still needs calibration, and I need some stuff to actually be able to calibrate it properly. So I haven't gotten that back up and running yet. So I figured, why not have an extra one? Maybe once I get the other one working, I might get a chip for this one too, just to make sure that, you know, they can play the imports and everything, and maybe, you know, let my son run this one. Because he's, you know, getting into some of the older stuff when we're sitting down and playing it. We were playing a lot of Mario Kart recently on the Super Nintendo and on the 64, and we had a blast playing. So, you know, get him into some of the PS1 games I got, because I got a bunch. So, from back in the day. So, you know, nice little PS1. Oh, the reason why I got it, I said it only got it, the one pay that price. It was half price. They have our Goodwill has colors for the stickers that they use for the prices, and each week the color changes, and whatever color it is for that week is 50% off, and that one just happened to be the right color that week, and so I got it for, it was like more like closer to like $12 or something like that when it was all said and done. So that's a good price. I was good with that. So that was that trip. So me and the kids went out to the flea market swap meet that we have, and I picked up a bunch of stuff there. Slide some of this stuff over here. So first, one of the things that I found here was GunCon. This one's for the PS1, the official Namco gun that actually has the video connection. Time Crisis, Point Blank. I've got to get those two. I never had a gun console. I never got those games. So I need to find Time Crisis, which is one of my all-time favorite shooters, and Point Blank, which was a lot of fun. I remember playing that in arcades, and we had a lot of fun with that one. But I always loved this gun, the way that it's designed, the way it feels. I mean, it's fantastic. And, you know, having the button there for the reload, and it's on both sides. I always love this gun, and it's super clean. There's a little bit of, you can see a little bit of the plastic is kind of peeling up or kind of chunked off a little bit right there, and it's not bad though. You could barely notice it, like somebody kind of nicked it or something. But other than that, I mean, the thing is pretty much flawless. Like, I haven't even started cleaning this thing yet. It's beautiful. So glad to get that one. Sit that out the way. So you may remember I mentioned a guy that he's been sitting on some games for the longest because his prices are unnecessarily too high for what he has. And I knew it because he had this Tetris sitting there for the longest, and I told him, and I was like, no, I'm not paying, was it $10 or something like that for Tetris? He'd be like, that's outrageous for Tetris on the NES. So I went in there, saw him again, started looking at his stuff, asked him his prices again, still same prices. I said, look, I know that you've had these games for about at least 6 months, that I know of for sure, probably longer than that, and your prices are too high. Will you go 5 on this Tetris? And he hesitated and he said, yeah. So I got Tetris. So now we got Tetris 1 and 2 on the NES. Very clean. I mean, considering that it's been out there for as long as it has, it's a very clean copy. So got that. Another guy I found, Disney's Adventures in Magic Kingdom. And I remember I believe we rented this. I don't think we actually ever had this. My sisters used to rent a lot of the Disney games on Nintendo, Little Mermaid and stuff like that. And they had Finding Nemo. I mean, not Finding Nemo. Little Nemo, the Dream Master. So I remember playing this and got pretty far. Actually, I got pretty close. This is one of the few Disney games I played off the NES that I didn't beat, withstanding the Saturday morning ones that are getting re-released soon. DuckTales 1 and 2 and Chip and Dale I almost beat. And Darkwing Duck. Those are hard games. But this one kind of is right in the middle. It's not that hard. There's a lot to it, and the final level it has some challenge to it. So this one I never beat, so it's good to get that one again and give that one a go. So another guy that I mentioned in a previous video, I think it was the last video, where we went and the guy, it was just like I guess it looked like it was gonna rain, though it never really did. And they packed up their stuff with the quickness. And I mean, he had a bin full of Super Nintendo games. I could see through the plastic, those clear plastic tubs. And so I knew he had a lot of stuff. So I was hoping to run into him again to see what he had. And sure enough, he was there. And he had a ton of stuff. I mean, he had some great stuff. He had some stuff I really, really, really wanted to get. Problem was, his prices were not right at all. I'm talking, he had $50 on Super Mario World. Because it's Mario, I mean, he hits Super Mario All-Stars $55. Crazy prices. There's no way we're going for that. So I went digging through just to see what he had. Maybe if he's got something in there, he doesn't really know what he's got, and he's got it priced wrong, because obviously he's got these and he thinks he knows what he's got, and so he's got those priced pretty high, but nobody's buying them because that's way too high for some of those games. Had some Zelda games, those were way too high. Because he had a Zelda game on the DS, and I mean not DS, it was DX. It was the Game Boy Zelda, and he didn't want to sell that by itself. He had it bundled with a Game Boy and some other games, and he didn't want to separate it. But I did get some stuff from him. So I found California Games. I'm a big Epyx fan. From back when we used to play on the Commodore 64, we had California Games, Summer Games 2, Winter Games, World Games. We had them all, and we used to play those. That was the party game. We would all bunch up in my room and get the computer running and play those. So Epyx is a big thing. So now I got California Games, and that was pretty cheap. I think that he had like maybe $5 on that or something like that. This is the biggest surprise. He had a copy of Turtles in Time. The label's kind of beat up a little bit, but otherwise a clean copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 Turtles in Time on Super Nintendo. $20. This guy did not have things priced properly. This is easily a $50 game. He had it marked for $20. So instantly, I'm like, I already have the game. I'm snatching it up because of the price. That's crazy. So before I finished up with him, he had a bunch of systems that he had bundles of, like, the system controllers, and everything together, nice and clean, bundled up. So I asked him, did he have any extra controllers? No, I don't have any extra controllers. I said, oh, really? Because I'm looking for some Super Nintendo controllers. Oh, Super Nintendo controllers, I got those. A second ago, you didn't have any. Okay, whatever. What do you got? So he pulls out a couple of controllers. And so he wanted a little too much for the pair. But I got him to bundle these two Super Nintendo controllers and these two games and got him down to $40 for all of this. So this alone pays for all of these, so that was the steal of the day for me, because that was he really did not know what his pricing should be. And it's good when you get in those situations because you can take full advantage of it. Now I kind of want to go back and tell him how to properly price his game so I could get some of the other stuff that's priced too high, but we'll see how that goes. So the third trip was a couple weeks later. I went into Goodwill on like a Tuesday. It was random. I had been trying to get up there all week or weekend, and hadn't had a chance. Everything was just too busy. So I finally get up there, and I usually kind of make a certain circle around the store where I go by the jewelry counter, because that's where they would keep any smaller items like cartridges if they ever had any, which they never do. And then circle around the back because that's where the systems, like that's where I found the PlayStation. that's where those would be, and then circle back around to the front, and that's where the disc-based games would typically be: PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and so forth. So that's usually my pattern. So I go and I cycle around to the jewelry counter, not expecting to find anything, and I noticed it looked like it was a couple of maybe little cartridges in there. They looked like they were VTech games. So at first I started to just kind of pass on them and not even worry about getting anybody's attention. But I looked a little bit closer and I saw some smaller games in there, and they looked like they might be Game Boy or something. So I had them to pull out the tray. This is everything that I found in there. So first, at the very bottom, was NES Play Action Football. That's really not their price sticker. It's on the back, but that's what I paid for, $2. Everything in here that I'm about to show you was $2, except for the last things I'll show you, which were all $1 a piece. This Play Action is beat up. I mean, there's a chunk missing out right here. There's scratches all over it. You can see that probably will clean up. It's pretty rough. So I still got to open it up and clean it up and everything, but it should play. It should be fine there. I don't really care to get this, but for $2, I'm not gonna leave it there. So I grabbed that. Everything after that is Japanese. All of these games are Japanese. So there's a Super Famicom game, which is Fatal Fury Special. So if you don't know this game, you know this is one of the Neo Geo fighting games. Great game. I was really surprised to see that. I saw that and my eyes lit up, because even though all that text is in Japanese, I know that font for Special. I knew what this was when I saw it. I didn't even have to look that one up. I knew what that one was. So a lot of these games, though, are kind of hard to tell what they are. There was one Game Boy game, and that turns out to be River City Ransom. So that was pretty cool to get that. Never played that on the Game Boy. Got a stack of Game Gear games. I don't have a Game Gear. I've got to find a Game Gear now, because I wasn't going to get these at first because I don't have a Game Gear. And I didn't really want to start getting, like, little portable games. Like I said before, the kids kind of got me into getting the Game Boy stuff. Really wasn't trying to do that. And I never really was into the Game Gear. I know it drained batteries like crazy, so I never bothered with it. But I could not pass these up, especially at $2 a pop. So we've got Super Monaco GP. Remember, all these are the Japanese versions. So if you look up there at the top, there's some Japanese text. Super Monaco GP, Sonic and Tails. Some of these, I don't even know what they are. Pongo. And some of these came with the little cases. Those first two didn't come in cases. There is Columns. Let's see. This one was interesting. This one says the GG. But it turns out this is Shinobi. So that's pretty cool. That's Shinobi. This game, I have no idea what this is. It's complete Japanese text on it. I have no idea what this is. I could not find what it is. So if you know what this is, please let me know down in the description and tell me what this game is. Because until I get a Game Gear to pop this in, I can't even see the visuals to find out what this is. And I tried to do some other like screen grabs, do a Google image search. Couldn't find what this is. So I'm still on the hunt to find out what this is. But it's made by Sega. It's got their name on it, so we'll see. This one is, I think it's some kind of compilation game. It's got, I'll show you the label there. It's got a bunch of different characters. There's Sonic. There's Pac-Man down there in the corner. I think that's probably Evander Holyfield boxing. Yeah, it's like a racing game. It's a bunch of stuff that's on here. So it's kind of hard to tell I think this Pongo game is on here because right down there at the bottom, it looks the same label, as same little penguin looking thing. So it's probably one of those kind of greatest hits kind of things. And this one was the one that really caught my attention. I was going to get this even if I didn't get the rest of them. It's Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Now, I looked this up, and I can't even find anywhere online that this was even on the Game Gear. So, I don't know. What's interesting is that back here in the back, where the this little area right here, if you look on, let me see one that doesn't have the little sticker over it. Right here on this one, you can see that there's made in Japan text. This one has nothing. So I don't know if this is a legit game or not. But hey, I mean, it's Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. And Michael's not with us anymore. And that game shot up in value just because he passed. So who knows what that one might actually be worth. So if I can find out, I'm still trying to find that out. So all those were $2 a piece. These were $1. These were the ones I thought were VTech games. Turned out they were Famicom games. So we've got Rockman 2, which is Mega Man, which I have the NES version of that. So that's interesting. I love how these carts come in. They had different colors, sometimes different shapes and styles. Like you should see the Star Wars game that they have. It's like blue metallic. It's pretty cool. This one appears to be Super Contra or Super C, as they have it here in the States. This one has a purple case. These other two are black cases, all Japanese text. This one is a little hard to decipher exactly what it is. As far as I could find, this is either Renegade or a River City Ransom. I still have to get a Famicom to NES adapter. I don't have like a Retron or anything that these just pop right into. So I have actually original systems. None of the newer ones. So I think that from what I could find, that's what this is. The code that's on here, it actually it led me. It said it was Double Dragon, and then I looked it up further, and then I found Renegade. But then when I looked at the screenshots, it looked like River City Ransom. Gotta play it to find out. But this one, I could not find what the name of this game is at all. Whether it was the Japanese text that's over here, that's all I could find. I could not find the actual the actual name of this game, even in Japanese. I could not figure out what it is, so I have no idea. I also don't see any way to open these Famicom carts. Everything else has a screw on the back somewhere, or Super Nintendo and Super Famicom carts have screws right here in the front. These things have no screws on them whatsoever. And so I can't figure out how to get into them to really give them a good cleaning. But with that being said, they don't look filthy at all. They look like they're in whoever had these had them in really good condition. They took care of them, and they just dropped off a ton of Japanese games at the Goodwill. And the fact that there were even cartridges at Goodwill, that still surprises me. There's one more thing that I grabbed from there that day just because it was there, and I figured why not. It's a Wii balance board. I got this just because, and remember I got the Wii last time, so I figured, I've never had the balance board. I did a little bit of research before I grabbed it and saw that there's more than just Wii Fit that uses it. Except for on the Wii U, there's only Wii Fit. But there's some other games that use it. It's like Mario Sonic Olympics uses it. So that game I know is good. So I figured why not? I'll get it and check that out. But that's it. That's everything. Like I said, it was a light month. I didn't go out too much, but when I did, there was some hefty fines. So that was up. I would say that's a pretty good month, especially for the light browsing and the video games monthly box. I mean, these here, I'm loving this. This is great. I can't wait to these two mainly, Perfect Dark and Street Fighter. I can't wait to pop those in and give those a try. So yeah, good month. I'm looking forward to the next one. That just got me excited for even more. I would say that's probably the best box so far. Last month's box wasn't bad either, but this one by far blew it out of the water. It's the best one. VGM, keep them coming. Do them like this. I'll be a happy camper. I'll probably up my box to get more. Maybe go up to the 5 box if you keep them coming like that. But that's it for me this month. I hope you enjoyed everything that I got here. If you know what a couple of these Japanese games are, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. Keep an eye out. We're doing more and more videos and trying to get more content going. If you got anything that you want to see, any suggestions you got for what we're doing that you think we can improve, please let us know. Put it down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and catch you later. Peace.